Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called How to Marry a Millionaire Without a Prenup. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. We want you to like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure you click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities, so check it out. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. If you watch much reality TV or read the singles ads online, you will get the sense that almost every single American has gone completely insane out there because all they want to do is find a millionaire. Now, it seems the only thing more important to them than marrying a millionaire is marrying a millionaire without a prenup. This obsession is almost reaching a level of mass hysteria. If you read some of the singles ads, you'll see some really crazy language in those ads that seems to have been written by people who are either completely delusional in their thinking and in their desire to find someone who can make it possible for them to never have to work again. So we researched this phenomenon and asked ourselves, what is causing all of this? Has it always been like this? Or is this being caused by the media and all the crazy shows on TV? Or is it being caused by the economy, which is clearly a huge problem for a lot of out-of-work people out there? The answer to that question depends on a number of things. It depends on how you were raised, what the economy is like in your area. It depends on your work ethic and what the relationship of your parents was like. It depends on how much of what you see in reality TV you actually believe. It depends on the country you live in and the culture you are a part of. So we've been watching and observing this phenomena, and we noticed how desperate some of these people are to marry a millionaire without a prenup. And we ask ourselves, is it possible to increase the likelihood that a millionaire will marry you and do so without a prenup? Well, we looked into it, and after some research, we've concluded that it is possible to increase the likelihood of that happening if you know what you're doing. So we've compiled a list of things you can do to increase the chances of marrying a millionaire without a prenup, and here it is. First thing you should do is try to marry a millionaire who has never been married before, because if they've got one divorce under their belt, it will be almost impossible to get them to marry a second time without a prenup. The second thing you want to do is to try to get them to marry you earlier in life rather than later. That's because young millionaires who fall in love are more likely to do so without a prenup than older millionaires. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're all thinking about Anna Nicole Smith, and she married that very elderly gentleman and got him to marry her. And but you have to understand what happens when you do that. The millionaire's family will go on the attack. There will never be any peace. And there's a strong possibility that if the millionaire passes away before you do, that you may end up with nothing, just the way Anna Nicole did. So things aren't always the way they appear on TV. Keep that in mind. The next thing you want to do when you are dating a millionaire is to try and abstain from sex as long as possible, so that your millionaire will assume that you're not promiscuous and will assign a higher value to you than someone that is promiscuous. If they see you are more valuable, then they will be more likely to marry you. If you're not very fit, then the next thing you want to consider doing is to get some body implants. Consider getting implants for your chest, your buttocks, your lips, all in an effort to make yourself more appealing visually to someone who may place great value on those things. And make no mistake, a high percentage of men do place great value on those things. Generally speaking, the curvier you are, the more appealing someone who is healthy will find you to be. The next thing you should do is to make sure you demonstrate a strong work ethic that will make you appear to be a person of high value. Here's something that surprised us. If the millionaire you're dating sees that other people are very attracted to you and always flirting with you or asking you out, then this will cause them to get possessive and make it more likely that they will want to have you all to themselves exclusively by marrying you. The next thing you want to do is to forge a very powerful emotional connection with your millionaires so that they will bond with you so strongly that they are willing to marry you, even if you refuse to sign a prenup. The next quality is going to sound a bit silly, but it is statistically true. If you want to keep the interest and attention of a millionaire, then dye your hair blonde or even platinum. Nothing attracts people like having very blonde or platinum hair. If you have it, you will get noticed. And in many instances, you will be perceived as being brighter, happier, and more positive than someone who doesn't have blonde hair. The next quality you want to demonstrate to the millionaire you're dating is frugality. This is the quality of being economical with your money and your spending. Why is that important? Because if your millionaire sees you being frugal, then the assumption is that you will also be frugal when you get married. And that is very appealing to them. No one wants to marry someone who is nuts with money. And if you can demonstrate that you're very responsible with your spending, then wealthy people will notice and respect you more. The next thing you want to do is to show people that you're respectful. If you're disrespectful to others, then your millionaire will assume that you will be disrespectful when you get married, and that's a huge red flag. So you've been together for a while, and your millionaire asks you how you feel about getting married with a prenup. What do you say? Well, at that point, you say, well, if I had a child and someone wanted to marry my child with a prenup, I will tell them that they should find someone who really loves them and values them, because a prenup is almost a guarantee that the relationship is not valued and will end in divorce. Now, what if your millionaire disagrees and insists on getting the prenup anyway? Well, at that point, you have two options. Option number one is that you say, well, in that case, we probably don't have a future and we should start dating other people. Option number two is that you can agree to a prenup, but then you have your lawyer insist on terms that are very protective of you and look out for your interest. If your millionaire insists on the terms of the prenup being very strict and offering you almost nothing, then you can be assured that your interests won't be looked out for very well. If the marriage ends in divorce, then the chances are that you won't be looked after, and your millionaire will probably fight you for full custody of your children. Before you go down this road, you have to ask yourself something about your millionaire. Has your millionaire cheated in the past? If so, then it will probably happen again. Has your millionaire been abusive or irresponsible in past relationships? Then that will happen in your marriage too. Do you plan to have premarital sex with your millionaire? If so, then you should know that each time you do, the likelihood of you getting married becomes a bit smaller. Are your millionaire's parents still divorced? Well, if so, then there's a high probability that your millionaire will probably get divorced also. Does your millionaire value things more than people? If so, that's another huge red flag. The last thing you should really understand is that your millionaire's money won't really make you happy. I know nobody believes this, but it's true. It may make you comfortable, but wealthy people get divorced just as often and maybe even more often than people who are struggling. So keep that in mind. By the way, do you know which demographic of people get divorced least often? Religious people who are married very young and who married the first person they fell in love with. A lot of people tell you to play the field before you marry, but the truth of the matter is that the more people you sleep with, the less likely it is that you will settle down. All of these factors play a role in what you're looking for in a romantic partner. With that, I want to thank you for watching, and I want to tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more breaking news stories coming up in the future, so we encourage you to subscribe to our free channel and click on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new show. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.